Welcome back, survivors, and those who might not be so fortunate. I'm ConnorCantAim, your guide through the final chapter of a prehistoric nightmare that still stalks the shadows of Panjura. But before we continue where we left off, there's another piece of this dark tale that must be told. A day before the chaos erupted, 3 young dinosaurs wandered away, lured by the rumors of an ancient relic, the waystone. Alone and unaware, they vanished into the forbidden wilderness, never to return. What they found, or what found them, remained a mystery until now. The ancient waystone, a relic of power able to summon dinosaurs from afar. It maintained balance. Herbivores could only call their kind, carnivores theirs. But in the wrong claws, its purpose could be twisted. A tool to lure the unsuspecting and open the path to endless prey. Chapter 2 begins with the Concavinator fleeing an unseen presence. Desperate for safety, it sought refuge in the water, hoping the murky depths would conceal it from the lurking threat. This was only the beginning. Not far away, the 2 young raptors were being hunted. They refused to part ways and met their fate together. Their disappearance sparked a search the next day, marking the start of the Panjura Claw Massacre. It was here, at this very spot, that our young dinosaurs would find themselves just 1 day later. Just as the previous night, the exhausted group of young dinosaurs now faced the same fate. Cornered in the shallow waters, their cries for help pierced the air, until at last an answer came. An adult Lambiosaurus, stirred by their desperate pleas, emerged from the forest's edge. This would be their only chance to escape. 2 more threats emerged from the shadows. Murderous Allosaurus, both eager to join the bloodshed. Outnumbered and surrounded, the Lambiosaurus fought fiercely against its attackers. As the chaos unfolded, the young Amarga hesitated, torn between fleeing to safety and abandoning the one who stood between them and certain death. But the killers closed in, and in the end, it was swallowed by the dark waters. The young Amargasaurus fled, sprinting to catch up with its companions who had escaped during the chaos. The surviving dinosaurs wandered aimlessly, fear etched into every step. Lost in the dark embrace of the forest, they carried the weight of the horrors they had witnessed. Each rustle of leaves and shadow cast by the trees felt like a reminder that the true nightmare was far from over. If you're enjoying the video, likes and comments go a long way, but more importantly, feel free to join us on Twitch, where I stream Path of Titans every week. Did they sense what awaited them in the darkness, or did they cling to the hope that escape was still within reach? One can only wonder what might have been had their paths taken a different turn. Driven by hunger, the young Kentro wandered away from the group, but as it reached for a taste of relief, it had no idea it wasn't alone. Hidden deep in the jungle, the ancient waystone lay concealed within a shadowed cave. As the young dinosaurs unknowingly drew closer, they were drawn towards something far more sinister than they could imagine. A place where the hunters' true intentions lay in wait. The young dinosaurs stumbled into the heart of the cave, drawn toward the looming waystone. But as they reached its ancient presence, the air grew thick with dread. Behind them, the hunters closed in, relentless and hungry. There was no turning back now. Panic erupted as the young dinosaurs scattered, fleeing in every direction while the killers surged into the cave. Amidst this, the Amarga and its closest companion, the Pachi, were separated from the others, left to face the encroaching darkness alone. The swift Camptosaurus raced around the cave, its speed barely keeping it ahead of the killers. Each desperate stride kept the danger just out of reach. In the depths of the waystone cave, the Amarga and Pachi found themselves cornered, their paths to escape cut off. Cornered, the young Amarga and Pachi shared a desperate glance. The Amarga knew it was slower and couldn't outrun the danger, but it could give the Pachi a chance. With a gentle nudge, it urged its friend to flee, hoping to buy it enough time to escape while it faced certain death alone. The killers closed in, their attention shifting away from the Amarga. With cruel precision, they set their sights on the one who still had a chance, ensuring the Amarga would be forced to witness what came next. Distraught, the Amarga fled into the jungle. It was as if the killers had granted it a twisted mercy, letting it escape while they scattered to hunt the others. Their motives went deeper than just the kill. The young Cerrado ran for its life. One by one, the massacre continued. Wounded and exhausted, the Amarga stumbled through the forest, the last of its strength fading. It had survived longer than the others, but now, surrounded by the killers, it found no comfort in being spared. The hunters closed in, not to end its suffering, but to trap it, as if there was something they needed from the struggling survivor. The Amarga's spirit was broken, its energy drained, and it braced itself for the end. Yet death did not come. Instead, it remained cornered, wondering why, and what purpose the killers had in mind. A defiant cry pierced the air. The young Latin raced in from the shadows. With reckless courage, it charged at the killers, creating a distraction, a final act to give the Amarga one last chance to escape. The jungle seemed to close in, each sound gnawing at the Amarga's resolve. It kept moving, though its strength waned and the will to fight grew dim. The hunt felt endless, as if the killers sought not just to claim its life, but to break its spirit, to drag it into a darkness from which there would be no escape. It had witnessed so much horror, each moment chipping away at its will to resist. A part of it began to falter, a whisper creeping into its mind, urging it to surrender, to give them what they sought. The thought lingered, growing harder to ignore. But the Amarga continued to stay hidden. Their search was not frantic, but calculated, as though they knew the struggle was nearly over, and that soon the Amarga would break and fall willingly into their grasp. He crept down the slippery cliff, each step a gamble. Broken in mind and body, the Amarga huddled for shelter, trembling as the killers passed by. It had all been leading to this. On the brink of madness, the Amarga clung to a final, desperate hope: to return to the waystone. Perhaps it could still summon someone, anyone, to help. The Amarga reached the waystone, its mind unraveling as the killers emerged. What came next was not the swift end that had claimed its companions, but the slow, deliberate unfolding of their true plan. Cornered against the waystone, the Amarga faced an impossible choice. It could try to summon an adult for help, knowing they would both meet a swift end, or give in to the killer's twisted scheme. From the start, they had sought to break its will and bypass the waystone's rule, using a young herbivore to summon more herbivore victims, something they, as carnivores, could never do. To this day, it's said that the Amarga was never seen again, likely perishing alongside its desperate choice. But I'll show you the truth. The true massacre had only just begun. Thank you for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the story, consider subscribing, dropping a like, or leaving a comment. Your support helps keep the channel growing. I'll see you all in the next Path of Titan series.